lines. I messed up my lines.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, you say where you're from again, and I will fix it in post.
Okay. Welcome to the Incoherent Fangirl.
Where nothing gets done if we have arcs to read.
Not even a little bit of things. I'm Mandy from At Theodore.
And I'm Karen from Gleador. And if
Hey.
you couldn't tell, we're very much in a Fire and Starlight mood this week.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
Very
are. We
much
have lots
so.
to talk about in this week in fangirling.
We really do.
Without spoilers, of course, but
Absolutely, because there's lots of time for that.
yeah.
I don't know if there's anything we need
It's a good
to
week.
talk about before we get into anything else, eh?
I don't think so. I don't think we have any corrections other than do you want to talk about the realizations you had about Jason Momoa and Kit Harington?
Oh my gosh. I forget, it was sometime this week. I was in the shower. I got out of the shower and all of a sudden my brain just went, Karen, Jason Momoa was in Game of Thrones with Kit Harington, who was in the MCU. And I texted Mandy. I think all I did was yell. I was like, Jason Momoa was in Game of Thrones with Kit Harington. And Mandy just laughed at me because
See, I thought that I had figured it out because I was listening to the episode and I paused it to text. I was like, Jason Momoa was with Lisa Bonet, who was in The Cosby Show with Felicia Rashad, who was in Tick, Tick, Boom with Andrew Garfield. But they're just like, no, wait, hold on.
See,
I got
it's
it
hard.
in 1 degree.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's fun, but it's hard when you're like put on the spot. You're just like, wait, I've forgotten everything that I know about everybody. So yeah, that just keeps happening to me every now and then. I just will yell at myself, things like that.
I'm like, what is an actor? When I have to try something like that, it's like, what is a movie? What's the MCU? I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
So that was
all right.
Funny.
Fictional boyfriend of the week?
I think that no one's going to be surprised with mine.
No.
Alec from the Fire and Starlight saga. But then I have a close runner-up too. My boy, the listeners can't see it, but good old Steve Harrington also has my heart and has had my heart from the start. And yeah, I don't know if you watched your things or not, but we watched the volume 1 of season 4 the last 2 days, and so good.
I've never watched Stranger Things. I'm waiting for it to be done so I can just binge it all.
All right, you got about a month.
I have issues with like waiting for things.
Well, I would say you could start it in the next week or so because July 1st is when everything else, the rest of it comes out, and then it's done. But if I
start it in the next week or so, I'll be done before July 1st.
True. Depends on how much you binge.
I binge hard. I go hard when I binge.
We did that we did that this weekend. We waited because Josh was out of town, and then we were out of town together.
Right.
So when he got home after work on Monday, or no, after work on Tuesday, we were like, all right, it is go time, and we finished it last night.
Awesome.
So good. So yeah, Alec and Steve Harrington have my heart and soul.
Well, I knew that Mandy was gonna pick Alec, so I didn't.
Thank you.
I absolutely 100% am in love with Aaron. I am obsessed with him.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
He is a sweet baby.
So
he
much.
Really is.
I love him. And I can't say anything because the thing that I want to say is a spoiler, but I
know.
I love him so much. So much.
Everybody needs a friend like Aaron, and I can't elaborate for the listeners, but also everybody needs a friend like Cal.
Yep. I
just love the two of them so much.
Yes.
Sweet baby angel. I love all the characters, but sweet baby angel.
No, you don't.
Well, Bram can go
jump off a cliff. You don't. You liar.
Yeah.
Don't lie to our listeners.
Most of the characters. Everybody but Bram. I love Kato. Just not Bram.
I would also I really hate Anya. She no. The thing that she does.
Fair. I was thinking like our like the found family group.
Okay.
She's not one that I would consider part of like the main group. She's like
Well, she's
Lavender
not part.
Brown in Harry Potter. She's like a throwaway.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I accept this.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all. Aaron. Just Aaron. That's the whole
I know.
that's the whole
I'm
thing.
with you. He's a good one.
I love him.
What did you do this week, Karen?
I didn't do much actually. So movie night this week was Beth's choice, and in the tradition of her indoctrinating me in all things Jane Austen and that era, we watched Clueless, which is a retelling of Jane. I don't know. She told me. Jane Eyre? Is it Jane Eyre? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
love Clueless though.
I've never seen it. It was my first time watching it.
That's insanity. And Paul Rudd has not aged a day since then.
Well, he looks the same, but he also looked like a tiny baby. He looked like such a little baby. It's so adorable.
Those little cheeks.
Little Paul Rudd. Little baby Paul Rudd. So cute. But also, like, his features all stayed the same. He just...
Yeah.
He ages like a fine freaking wine.
That's what happens when you're not problematic and you're just nice to people and just exist and vibe.
Karma knows. Yeah, so we watched Clueless, which I really enjoyed. I am currently reading book 3 of the Zodiac Wolves series. Suncrossed, I want to say is what it's called. I don't actually know. I don't remember. But it's book 3 of the Zodiac Wolves by Elizabeth Briggs. And I am listening to book 5 of the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. And before anybody judges me, yes, I know they are kind of smutty books. I don't care. I'm allowed.
I'm not going to judge you for smutty books.
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I'm a single woman in my 30s. Let me have this.
I do want to know, I know that the last time you talked about them, at least one of them was kind of like the cringy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Has it gotten any better? The Death by Sex.
It was, so book 4 was questionable. I was like, it starts off really just like, it was real cringy, but you get through that. And now book 4 left off on like a cliffhanger, and I was just like, and then book 5 started, and I was like, this can't be happening. And I immediately texted Beth, because she's the one who like recommended them to me, and I was like, wait, is this and she's like, do you want to know? I was like, of course not. I'm gonna keep going. Just, I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so book 5, I'm actually kind of enjoying better than the other ones, because it's the main character at the beginning is very like bubbly and sweet and naive and like, you know, and now she's gotten like really dark, and I love it.
Nice.
And it's gone full like enemies to lovers, which is the best.
I live and breathe and die for.
If it's not enemies to lovers, I don't want it.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
But so yeah, so I'm reading those. And I've been watching a lot of baseball because it's baseball season, and I was born and raised in the Bay Area, so I am a huge Giants fan. And we're talking baseball, not football. I do not root for the New York
I'm a huge football Giants fan.
I was like, no ma'am, no thank you. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of baseball.
Wait. I have to know, who's your football team?
I don't really watch football.
Okay. That's acceptable.
But now I'm afraid to say the team that I do root for if I do watch football.
Oh my God, tell me. I can't look, tell me.
Philadelphia. I was like,
I mean, it could have been worse. If you'd have told me Patriots or the Saints, I would have left.
Ew, no.
I hate Tom Brady.
I don't trust anybody who roots for the Patriots or the Saints. Or the Cowboys.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yes. Ugh. I like my Giants, the Steelers, and the Chargers.
I can accept those.
I was raised by a diehard Steeler fan, so
I'm an Eagles girl, but I also am from the Bay Area, so I have to root for the Niners.
yeah.
You know, like if they're not playing the Eagles, I'm whatever. I'm
Yeah.
not, but I don't go out of my way to watch football, so.
Okay.
But I will go out of my way to watch baseball. All 100
Yeah.
and like 60, 80 games of this year.
It's so much.
I love
It's like, how do
sports.
they have the time
Well,
to
that's
play
their
that
job.
many games?
It's their job.
Yeah.
That's what they do, and they make the big bucks for it. But also, it is NBA playoff season, and my Warriors are in the playoffs against the Celtics. And this is it. This is it. This is the series. So it actually starts tonight. So as soon as we're done recording, I'm gonna be watching game 1. And, but yeah, so I haven't really done much else, which is interesting. I mean, obviously I read The Starlight in the Shadows.
We are so lucky.
We're so lucky.
We are so lucky.
So Mandy and I were both fortunate enough to get arcs for The Starlight in the Shadows, which is book 2 of the Fire and Starlight saga by Amber D. Lewis.
Yeah.
And
I got the email at 9:00. I woke up at 9:05. By 9:20, I was reading, and I didn't stop until I finished it. I finished it like 6 or 7 that night. Because it was like, I can't put it down. It was just me and one of the twins here. I did nothing else.
I woke up and like blearily went through my phone and saw the email, and I like shot up in bed. I was like, okay, this is happening. But I also, and I was texting Mandy this, a friend of mine sent me her manuscript to beta read, and it has been a little while, and I just hadn't had time to sit down. So I was like telling her, I'm like, I'm gonna do it this weekend, and I will give you all the feedback. And so I was like, I have Starlight, but I have to read this manuscript. And I feel like if I read Starlight first, I'm going to be a mess and I won't be able to focus on anything else. So I made myself read. It was really good. It was really good. I really liked it. And I was like texting her. I'm like, okay, here's all of my info. No, I need you to like leave me alone for like the next day just so I can finish this arc, and then we can talk about it some more.
Yeah.
But so then I started at Starlight I think midday on Sunday, because I finished the manuscript around then, and then I finished midday Monday, and I was a wreck. I texted Mandy immediately afterwards, and I was like, I've been crying for like the last half hour.
Yeah.
Nonstop. And it wasn't 100% to do with the book. It just reminded me of my own personal tragedy, and so it just hit me, and I was like, so
this isn't one that for the masses would be needed, so maybe not for this specific scene, but I want to talk about just briefly how awesome it is that Amber gives trigger warnings for like common triggers in her books, because I know there's like discourse on Facebook on TikTok about that, about how trigger warnings are spoilers versus that, they're necessary. I'm team they're necessary. Why would you want someone to be emotionally, like genuinely emotionally ravaged by your book and not, oh my gosh, my feelings, I loved this, it was so sad.
Right.
Why would you want your book to trigger someone? I would rather not have that reader than have that reader literally experience like,
because
reminders of trauma.
Right. Triggers are things that will like, what's the word I'm looking for? They'll disable you. Like, triggers are not things to be messed with. Like, I also feel like they're very necessary. Like,
it's different from, like, oh my gosh, she ripped my heart out.
Right. Like, yeah, like you can be devastated about something and it not be a trigger. Like, sexual abuse, rape, things like that. Those are triggers. Like, those
are
things
horrific experiences that people have.
Right. And those are things that
have been through.
And I feel like a lot of the people who are like, these are spoilery, like, okay, maybe you need to sit back and think about this because you're fortunate enough to not have gone through it.
Right.
Like
but imagine just flipping a page and suddenly you're back in hell.
Right, exactly.
Mentally,
I mean,
because you didn't know it was coming. And
right,
Amber writes her trigger warnings in a way that it's not like the entire plot of the scene is spoiled for people who don't
right,
have that aren't triggered by those things.
right,
But for people who are, they can mark that page and say, you know what, I'm just going to skip that page. I'm going to
right.
skip that chapter.
Or like mentally prepare themselves for it. You know,
Yeah, I
like
freaking love that. And she's done that for both of the
for all,
big books and
yeah,
for the
and for
novella, and
stars, yeah.
I really appreciate it.
I do
I
too.
think that's really cool.
Mandy texted me. Mandy texted me. She's like, "I'm unwell," and I'm like, "Cool." And then I read it, and I'm like, "Me too."
Me too.
Yeah. So, but I really loved it. It was so I could not.
I really did too. Don't let this scare you away. It's not something.
So
It's something really sad that happens, but it's not something that is like
you're not going to be traumatized.
Graphically horrific
no.
or traumatic. It's nothing like that. Please read this book. Read this book. We want people to talk to.
So good.
Not April 16th. August 16th.
August 16th. Mark your calendars. And I am going to throw this out there now. We have tentatively scheduled Amber onto the podcast to promote the book right before it comes out. So
we're so excited.
Our plan is that the August 12th episode will feature Amber D. Lewis on the podcast. So, yay! Stay tuned. Cool. I am so excited. So cool. I'm so excited to talk to her. She's so much fun. And she's just
she is.
I love her writing. I love her writing so much.
I do too.
So
it's masterful.
So yeah, that was my week. Did I have
nothing else?
I can't think of anything else.
Nothing that you told me about.
Okay. I was like, was there something else? Are you
that
hinting
wasn't
at
a trap.
something?
That was just really asking you.
No,
before I start telling you about my week.
No, I don't. If it is, I didn't write it down and I don't remember it. So sorry to anything else that I might have read and or watched this week.
I think you'll remember. It'll pop into your head. Okay, so this week I also read The Starlight in the Shadows. Absolutely loved it. Cried like a baby. Laughed until my stomach hurt. The whole 9 yards. There's one scene and 2 words that was my favorite in the whole book. Because it, was very well deserved, if we're being honest. But other than that, like I said, we watched Stranger Things. We've watched it every year that it's come out since it started. So I'm really sad that it's coming to an end. And Steve Harrington and Hopper forever. I love both of them. Eddie Munson is the coolest too. I like that they gave Eddie Munson a name similar to Eddie Munster. This season, they're kind of leaning into like the satanic panic that was like sweeping the nation in the late 80s. Okay. It is so cool because, and this isn't really a spoiler, but the whole show centers around like a group of like 13-year-olds who play Dungeons and Dragons. So as they grow up,
I love that.
Dungeons and Dragons becomes the devil's work, to all the parents and teachers.
Right.
So this season really leans into that. And I want to give a trigger warning. There is a trigger warning at the beginning of this season. It was filmed year and a half ago. It can be very upsetting to people watching it, especially after the tragic shootings in Texas. But aside from that, I wish I had seen a trigger warning for this. So if you don't want to know anything about Stranger Things, skip ahead 30 seconds. There are a lot of bones breaking. And that is something that like makes my skin crawl, like makes me like nauseated. And it's to a point that it's like, you're just doing that to do it. It's not even part of the story anymore. You're just breaking bones constantly. Yeah. So I wish I had known that. If you're squeamish, maybe watch through your fingers. I wanted to make sure I said that because, holy Moses, it was a lot. I've had jury duty for the past like 8 weeks in that I've been listening to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
I was like, wait, what?
I call it I love my boss, and she knows I'm working. I work all day every day, like I'm constantly IMing with her and
Yeah.
sending emails and files. And so, but I joke that I'm listening to my jury duty. And she finally told me the other day, she was like, you know that the company only pays for jury duty if you have a legitimate summons, right? As if like you can't submit for this jury duty. We have a verdict in that the jury did agree that Amber's words did defame Johnny a lot, which is the outcome I was hoping for. Even though I don't think he's blameless, I don't think that he was physically or sexually to her based on the evidence that was provided.
Right.
And evidence that was not provided. She claimed that she was sexually assaulted with a broken bottle, but there are no medical, she didn't need to go to the doctor. Yeah. Doesn't seem to line up to me, because I'd be immediately in the back of an ambulance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would be the most dramatic you've ever seen.
Yeah.
There are a lot of situations like that where you would think she would need immediate medical care that she claims that she didn't have. So
I didn't follow the trial like you did, but I did pop up on my TikTok a lot, where somebody was showing that they actually showed that two of the photos were the same. Like one was like
just doctored.
Yeah. So
they showed metadata where it went from an iPhone photo to like, it was like the Photos 360 or something like that app file type. And she asserts to this day that they're not the same photo. Yeah. And it's like every wispy of hair is in the same space. If you take a photo of me right now and then you take one 3 seconds from now and I don't move, these little flyaways are moving.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like he literally took it and like layered it on top of each other. And he's
I saw that.
Yeah, he's like exactly the same photo. This is the same photo. You're not gonna pull one over on us.
Right. Exactly.
Things like that, I'm glad he won.
It's so like her whole it annoys me. It pisses me off because
it's
regardless of whether or not she was actually abused and things actually happened to her, nobody's gonna believe her because she's lying so much about so many things.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
and it was like she was trying to make up her story as she went on the stand. Where like domestic violence survivors, she'd be like, I don't really remember, and they're like, no, because I remember everything.
Right. There was somebody,
every single detail.
I saw somebody on TikTok who was a survivor who said that Amber was saying things like Amber Heard was saying how Johnny Depp couldn't look at her, like why can't he look at her? And this TikToker was saying, I may have like survived and I have gotten stronger because of it, but if I was in the same room as my abuser, I would not be able to look at them either.
No, you'd be crawling the walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get away from them.
Amber's looking directly at Johnny and he's not looking at her. I feel like that says a lot in and of itself.
Yep.
But yeah, so, and weren't there like DV accusations against her from previous relationships as well?
Yes.
And nothing of his, like.
Yep.
And I think I
had exes on the stand. Kate Moss was there. Right. Or she wasn't there, but she was. Right. She testified.
I feel like I remember seeing an article where one of his lawyers was saying how like, it was talking about the Me Too movement and how nobody else has come out of the woodwork,
right? You would
regarding
think
Johnny, like you would think
Johnny freaking Depp,
right? Especially something like this, like especially like I understand domestic abuse survivors, they have a hard time. Sometimes they don't come forward, but that's usually when they're alone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you have a trial like this where Amber Heard is already accusing him of domestic violence and stuff, you're not alone. So I would feel like
want to reach out and say, me too, help me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want this to happen to somebody else.
Right. And
there are also videos, like I am someone like with Josh who like I'll playfully swat his arm. I don't like, not hard enough to hit, but it's like there are videos of her where she starts out kind of playful, but then she'll like actually be hitting people. And it's like, you
Yeah.
took it from, playful SWAT to actual like, and it's not just him. There's like videos of her with co-stars,
Right.
male co-stars, where it's like, you should probably take a step back.
Yeah. So I feel like
So
I mean, yeah, he deserved to get justice. I
yeah,
really appreciated his statement after the fact, where he was
yeah,
just like, I realized that I could have lost this, but I needed to get my story out. You
yeah.
know, like was what
And that
his
what
essential.
he was trying to go for was the court of public opinion,
Right, right.
because he like I he jokingly said that it would take like $100 million and 100 alpacas for him to do another Pirates movie. But then I've also, and we know never say never, but I've also read that he's like, no,
Yeah.
they didn't believe me, they didn't title me, and I know they're talking about making more Pirates movies, and I'm like, if he's not in them,
What's the
I
point?
don't know that I can't sit through a Pirates of the Caribbean movie without him in it. I
No.
just, why, what's the point?
Yeah. Um, I saw a TikTok where it was, I believe it was a lawyer who was responding to a question, and the question was whether or not Amber Heard's statement after the verdict came down could also be considered defamation, like she could be sued for that as well and go through the same. And he was like, yeah, she actually could. He could sue her for that
I
defamation based
would
on.
die.
He's like, I don't think that he will because there's no reason
Yeah,
to.
he's not going to go through
He's
it
not going to
again,
go
but
through all of that again, but
I
he
didn't really
could.
think of that, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I mean, it's true. She's just spewing the same thing. So,
And she said that it's setting justice and women back. No, baby, you
no, you are.
lying is doing that, because now a woman who actually is being abused can stand up and people are going to say, well, Amber Heard was lying.
Yep.
Maybe you are too.
Yep. Yeah. So,
Gross. So I'm really glad he won.
did you see that the punitive damages are being reduced?
Yeah, it's something to do
It's
with like the
the
law in that
Virginia law.
area.
Yeah, there's a law that says punitive damages can't be more than $350,000. So he's only getting the $10,350,000 getting because
Yeah.
Amber Heard can't afford to pay that. I mean, her
Yeah.
net worth is less than 10 mil, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's funny.
He said he wasn't doing it for the money to
Right.
begin with. He was
I
like,
don't.
for me, it's about the court of
Right.
public opinion. I want the world to see that abused men can stand up and that men can be abused too.
Absolutely.
But I also want
Absolutely.
the world to see that my reputation was trashed by
Hmm.
so many people because of her. And this jury of my peers has that she was lying.
Yep. Yep. Sorry, I do have one more thing. I saw that so Amber Heard's also getting she was awarded 2 million in compensatory damages
Mm-hmm.
because Johnny's agent defamed her.
Mm-hmm.
So is that
But I
is
guess it
that
was because he was acting on behalf of Johnny or speaking on behalf of Johnny, is why Johnny
uh
has to pay it instead of, I think it was
okay.
Waldman.
Okay. That was the only thing that confused me. Like I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
if
I
he's
know. I was
the
like, I don't want him to give her anything.
right. I'm just like, wait, why would if he's not the one who actually did it, then why would he have to give her anything?
Right.
So, okay, that makes more
Well,
sense.
I guess it's because the celebrities allow their agents to almost be their proxy in things like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
I also am interested to see how she pays her pledge that she was so
Do you
adamant that
think
was synonymous with paying,
do you think that she's going to pledge the 10 million to Johnny or actually
right?
like pay him?
Right.
I mean, because obviously they're the same thing, right?
Yeah, she'll just pledge it. I
Yeah, it's
pledged.
I pledged
I'm
it.
just gonna go to the gas station tomorrow and I'm gonna pledge
Yeah, I'm going to
a tank
pledge
of
my
gas.
$80
Yeah.
worth of gas.
Yeah. Pledge it. It's fine.
I
It's the
pledged
same
it.
thing, right?
Yeah. Amber Heard said so.
Yes, she
Oh my
did.
god.
It's obviously what you
Yes.
can do.
Um,
Um,
That's all I have to say about it.
So also on, I think it was the same day. That was a really good freaking day. My friend's restaurant opened. So
Yeah.
if you're anywhere near Macon, Georgia, Pearl Passionate Cuisine and Cocktails will be open to the public starting on June the 7th. We got to go on Tuesday for a friends and family kind of preview. And actually, I guess when this episode airs, she'll be open.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
that's
it's open
true.
now. Everything was so amazing. I'm so freaking proud of Tony and Ashley. Ashley is the chef, and Tony, I jokingly refer to him as her people, because when we were setting up, we went in to help them do some setup one day, and Josh was helping with some electrical work, and Tony was lining the shelves, like the bar shelves, and he said, Michelin star chefs don't do this themselves. Like, they have people to do this. And I just kind of stopped and I was like, Tony, you're not the chef. You are the people. So it's the chef and her people, her husband. Everything was amazing. She made these little, I can't remember. They're like Japanese milk bread rolls, I think is what they're called. They're so fluffy. They're like little clouds. And she made like a butter sauce trio to go with them. So it was sweet tea butter, sweet salted molasses butter, and then a pineapple passion fruit like compote. One of the twins was eating that passion fruit pineapple with a spoon. I could have eaten the sweet tea butter with a spoon. We got some black eyed pea hummus with pita chips that were excellent. One of the twins got a Greek salad that she said was just out of this world. The rest of us got turkey. No, hold on, not turkey du jour. That's turkey of the day. Turkey dip. So it's like a French dip, but turkey.
Oh, okay.
And then we got green goddess pasta salad and street corn off the cob. And then we got bread pudding for dessert, and everything was just insane. It was just insane.
I love it.
So I did that. So check out. Yeah.
Next time
you
come
come here.
Because we're
going to Pearl.
Wait,
I know you got to see it, but
I've been there. I just didn't get to eat there because they weren't open yet. So that's exciting. I'm excited for that.
It was really fun. So if you're ever around Macon, Georgia, I would definitely recommend Pearl Passionate Cuisine Cocktails. It is so good.
Yes.
Yay. And then I already talked about Stranger Things. Obsessed. Love it. This kind of goes into where my money went, but I also read it. So I was reading the article about, I've forgotten what state it is already. Michigan? I think it's Michigan, that is banning A Court of Mist and Fury and Genderqueer, not only from their libraries, from like school libraries, but they also don't want Barnes and Noble to be able to sell it to private citizens. So I thought, if there's a book that they don't want us to read, I'm certainly going to read it. So I bought Genderqueer. Sight unseen, had no idea. I mean, I could assume what it's about based on the title, but I bought it. It showed up.
What they say about I read it. Things, Mandy.
Right. So I read it last night. I didn't know until I got it and opened it. It's a graphic novel. So it follows Maya Kobabe. I could be saying her name wrong. So it's about I don't even want to. They're not a transgender person. They're more gender fluid. They're gender queer.
Okay.
I'm struggling with, there's a new form of pronouns that I wasn't familiar with until I read this. They're called the Spivak pronouns, which are a, m, and air. Okay. They're formed by dropping the th from they, them, their.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen that before, but Maya uses a, m, air pronouns. So it's a bit of a tongue twister at first because you're used to they, them.
Yeah.
So it was a cool thing to learn. And it's just about air experience being assigned female at birth, but not ever feeling female, not feeling like they want to be male either.
Mm-hmm.
There are days where Maya wants to dress in, like, there's a figure skater
Mm-hmm.
that they were really like into. It's Johnny Ware. Um
Oh.
and there are scenes where like Maya makes like costumes after Johnny Ware, and then
Yeah.
where Maya wants to have like a completely androgynous, you don't know who or what I might be
Yeah.
wardrobe.
I
So
love.
it's just about their experience
Yeah.
in gender fluidity, kind of. It was
Yeah.
lovely. I gave it 4.5 stars only because the ending is very like oddly abrupt.
Okay.
Like it's just suddenly like the book is over and you're like, well, wait, there's a lot of things that like, and I get it, it's their experience. And I mean, in the middle of life, how do you
Yeah.
just, bring things to a pretty
Right.
bow? But it just was a weirdly abrupt ending.
Okay.
So, and not even like and then I'm hopeful for this, I'm
Yeah.
hopeful for that. It's just kind of the day ended and
Okay.
the book is over.
Well, it
But it
sounds
was a
really
very
interesting
exciting
though.
read. It really was. I'm glad I read it.
I love it.
And I'm
Just in
glad that
time
I
for
learned
Pride
about,
Month.
yeah. And I read it on the first of Pride Month.
Perfect.
But yeah, I was really excited to learn that there were another form of pronouns that I had never heard of. That was
Yeah.
a cool thing to learn.
I love that.
So definitely
Yay.
recommend, especially before the government tries to tell you you can't read it.
Yeah, seriously.
So
Tell me I can't read
that
something,
that
and I will
segues.
read it even harder.
Yeah, yeah. So that segues into where my money
Where did
went,
mine go?
because
That's where it
because the
went.
second I read, because I've already read, we know I've already read A Court of Mist and Fury, but it was like we were in the car and I was reading an article about it and I was like, you know what? Let me go to Amazon right now. And the next day it showed up.
Excellent.
So
Perfect.
I don't really
Well,
have any other where my money went except for I got off the Fairy Loot wait list.
yay.
So I spent a lot of money on a 6-month subscription for that. And then we
I did
traveled
too.
this weekend. We went to the beach. We went to the
Yeah.
beach for a night. So I spent a lot of money on food and sun and sand,
That sounds
gas.
nice. Nice chill.
Yeah,
Chill out a bit.
it was
Awesome.
very needed.
Yeah, I bet.
Where'd your money go, Karen?
I posted a picture on my personal Instagram and I sent you a picture, but I got a t-shirt from Target that says "You
Mm-hmm.
David," a la Alexis from Schitt's Creek. However, the letters are all like LGBTQIA plus flag colors, and it makes me so happy because it's Pride Month, and in case anybody didn't know, I'm bisexual. So I'm very excited. I love it. I love it so much.
Ew, David.
Oh, David. And then I also Once Upon a Book Club had their Memorial Day sale, and
Mm-hmm.
so I bought they did a scarf in the Bridgerton Volume 1 box that I really liked. It's really pretty, so I bought
Mm-hmm.
that. And I also bought the Romanov Princess box because it has an item in it that I want that was sold out
Down there on the
individually.
floor. I still have to read it.
So maybe we could do that together now that I will have it.
Yeah.
It just shipped, so. And then I also got, I talked about this last week, my painting from Here Comes the Nerd.
It's
It's
beautiful.
so pretty. It's got this like I videos and pictures do not do this thing justice. It is
It's
so gorgeous.
gorgeous.
And you can't see it, but there's all these like textures to it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. It's amazing. I cannot wait to put it up somewhere. I like opened it and just
Yeah.
like it's so pretty. So I'm very, very excited about that. And then obviously I got the pins that I bought at the same time. Um, and I can't think of anything else. I didn't write anything else down, so I'm assuming that there was nothing else. Yeah,
Good.
that's
So
That's where my money went.
Purchases.
Yeah.
What are you anticipating?
Well, when this episode comes out on June 10th, I will be anticipating meeting Simu Liu on June 17th.
Yay!
Finally. Hopefully
It'll be
they
here
don't
before you know it.
reschedule it again.
They're not going to reschedule it again. Let me knock on some wood for you.
My daughter has a field trip tomorrow, and I volunteered as a chaperone, so I took the day off, and I'm going with
You are
them.
so brave.
I am a little frightened. She keeps
Yeah.
coming home.
At least she's not in middle school.
Ugh. She wouldn't let me go, I think, if she was in middle school. I don't know.
Middle schoolers are terrifying.
I'm hoping that like we'll have like a Lorelai Rory kind of relationship, so she'll always want me to be around. But I don't know. We'll see. As of this moment, as a 7-year-old, she likes spending time with me, so we'll see how that goes.
The same. I mean, I'm not obviously they're my nieces, but like
Right.
they still like to hang out with me. See, or they act like they do, and they don't seem embarrassed with their friends. But
yeah,
maybe
we'll
14 or 15 will be when that shows up.
But so yeah, tomorrow I will be chaperoning my daughter's field trip. They're just going to a park that's like nearby the school. So it's like walking and whatnot. So it's not like one of those big field trips where you're like taking a bus and going somewhere else. We're still in a pandemic.
You just need to get out of the walls.
Yeah. So that'll be, we'll see how that goes. But they did their walkathon, I think it was last week, and I went and I watched her, and it was so cute. She was just like walking around, holding her water. She was so cute. And she decided to wear like a big poofy dress. It was so cute. I think I sent you pictures.
She's precious. You did. She's precious.
She ended up she got $245 in pledges. So
hey!
That's pretty exciting. The little flyer
Good
that
job.
they sent out. The little flyer they sent out was like, kids can earn prizes from if they raise anywhere from $1 to $100. I'm like, what does she get if she's got like this much? I don't know. So
yeah,
I'm excited for her. So yeah,
that's my girl. That's really cool.
I don't know what else. What else am I anticipating? I don't know. My Fairy Loot subscription just like charged, so it's like
mine too.
Yeah, on the 1st. They're like, so that'll come eventually. My very first one. I don't even know what the book is going to be, but I don't care.
I don't either, and I didn't care.
I don't care. Oh, but I just remembered. June 14th, Fairy Loot is sending out a early access to subscribers to buy Foul Lady Fortune, their exclusive edition. So I'm very excited about that. However, it's at 5 a.m. my time because they're in England, so it's 1 p.m.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I had to do the math, and I was like, well, I can't miss it because
no.
I mean, you'll be awake.
Yikes.
It'll be 8 a.m. for you.
I'm not awake at 8 a.m.
Don't you have to work
my
at 8 a.m.?
My alarm goes off at 8. No, I work at 8:30. My alarm goes off at 8:20. I can get up and try for you by 8. That's not that much earlier.
No, it's okay. That's a day that I work from home, so I will just get up, buy it, and then go back to sleep for a couple hours. Because I really don't have to get up until
up to you.
And actually, at that point, I could sleep until I have to work at 8 because my daughter will be out of school. So
yeah,
I can do it.
Yeah,
it's fine. I've already
if for any reason I need to get up it's not a big deal for me to get up a few minutes early. I can do it rather than you getting up in the literal middle of the night.
I mean, to be fair, my alarm goes off at 5:30 every morning anyways, so it's not that much earlier. But anyways, all of this to say is that I will be prepared for a 5 a.m. fight to the death for the Fairy Loot exclusive edition of Foul Lady.
You're going to be up at 4:30, just like refresh.
Listen, I don't think anybody understands how much I love this book.
Yeah.
I am, and I sent you a thing on Instagram the other day. Chloe Gong posted like a thing to her story, and it was just one line of the sequel to Foul Lady Fortune, and like everything else was like covered up, and she was just like spoilers without any context, and I was like, the chokehold this line has
What?
on me right now. I was like,
What?
I need the rest right
I
now.
need more right now.
So I am
Listen, that's
just.
how Amber's Patreon is for Fire and Starlight.
Mm-hmm.
She posts like quotes every Sunday, and it's like,
I I think that's
need
part
to
of
know who
why
says
I
that.
haven't I'm not that's why I feel like that's part of why I'm like not there yet, just because I'm like I nobody wants
You
to
are
deal with
missing
me.
out,
Nobody
friend.
wants to deal with me if I have to suffer through that. But yeah, so
Fair.
that's I guess that's my one of my most anticipated things coming up is the fairy loot drop for Foul Lady Fortune and meeting Simu. So yay.
Yay!
Yeah.
I am anticipating leaving tomorrow to go to Orlando for the weekend.
Yay.
So we were supposed to go a few weeks ago, but the fluke,
Mm-hmm.
as we lovingly refer to it here, the flu hit. So we've rescheduled for this weekend. Last night, this isn't going to mean much to you, okay, because you're a Disneyland person, and
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. But last night we're watching Stranger Things, and for whatever reason, I get the urge to look at the Disney World app and look at like dining reservations. I got Sam, when Sam listens, she'll know.
Or Tiffany.
I got a Dr. Tiffany Toffany Hot, no, Dr. Toffany
Heston.
Heston. Uh, Dr. Toffany Heston will know. On Wednesday, I got a Saturday night reservation for Ohana.
Oh.
They're screaming.
Even
This does
I
not
know what
happen.
that means.
Ohana,
Even I
you
know
do?
what that means.
Oh,
Yes.
I just like, and it was for 6 because it's for the 4 of us, my dad, my father-in-law, and his girlfriend.
Oh my
6 of us,
gosh.
a party of 6 at Ohana for dinner. How does this happen? Then I got us Boma for breakfast, which is the best breakfast on property. I
Oh
don't know
my.
how I did this.
It,
I
see,
really wanted to buy a lottery ticket.
this is karma telling you thank you for taking care of these girls for a week.
That's true. That's true. Thank you for keeping me and Josh away from the flu and keeping them safe. Here's what we'll hand you.
This is for you. Do it with
I
it
was
what you will.
just utterly floored.
That's crazy.
Utterly like just I'm still shocked. I still like go look in my email because I'm like, maybe like it didn't glitch, did it? Like that was a glitch. Like, I have a confirmation email.
That's so
And
amazing.
it's at a time where we're hopefully gonna be able to also go to Trader Sam's
Mm-hmm.
because it's in the Polynesian as well.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be able to go to Trader Sam's, have a drink, and then immediately go into Ohana.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't know how I did it. Magic.
That's so
Disney
exciting.
magic.
Disney magic. Oh, speaking of Disney, actually, I think it's almost. I think this month they will be releasing finally the reservations for September for Disneyland, which is when Dr. Tophany Heston is coming to hang out with me at Disneyland. Her very first trip.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was funny because she was like, I think I want to go to Disneyland this year. And I was like, okay, well, I got a week off in September. She was like, I was thinking September. And I was like, okay, good. Because this is the week my daughter has off.
No.
And I was like,
Yeah.
well, and by that point, the Halloween stuff will be up. So, because it's late September. So,
She's just gonna die.
it's going to be
She's
great.
just gonna die.
I'm so excited. And to do like any sort of Disney with Tiffany is just, it feels like.
I can't like
That
I
feels
would
like a
die
bucket
to be
list.
able to do Disney with her.
That's like a bucket list, I feel like, is like as a Disney adult,
Yeah.
to do Disney with Tiffany, like
I know, because she's there now.
she's
And
there
I
right
want to
now.
be like, hey, are you gonna be there Saturday?
Can you stick around for just like the rest of the week?
Come squeeze me at Disney Springs. We're not doing parks, but we're
Yeah.
come
But can't we
squeeze
just
me.
Yeah. So that's so exciting. I can't believe you got Ohana.
I know. we've been once before, and actually that situation was very similar to this one. We decided, Tony and Ashley from Pearl, we decided that we were just we called it a Disney bum rush, where we left at like 3 a.m. We drove down there and we pin traded around Disney Springs and some of the hotels all day. And then we, like, Ashley was like pounding the app. And so that's like the only other time we've been was that one time. So excited for the twins to be able to go.
I feel like it says something that me as a Disneyland goer knows what that is. Like, it's a big deal. Like,
it's not a small feat to get into, honest. Last night I guess this could have gone in where my money went, but I really didn't think about it. Late last night, somebody posted, there's like a Fairy Loot buy sell trade group. They posted the Fairy Loot Book of Night, which I've been wanting to get. So I bought that. And I haven't seen the person respond yet, but I commented trying to get a Fairy Loot of An Arrow to the Moon.
Oh,
I don't have it yet.
I have that one.
So I was like, I'll get that. They haven't responded yet, though, so they may.
Yeah. It's a paperback. It's cute.
May not have
I
seen
like
it.
Yeah. The girl that I bought the Fairy Loot Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Only a Monster from posted some new stuff recently, and she has the These Violent Delights duology. And I was like, I only need the second book. She's like, I'll split it up if somebody wants the first one. And I was like, I'm like tempted to just buy them both. I'm like, I'm honestly just tempted to buy them both because the second book never comes up. And I had to rearrange my little like rolling bookshelf thing that sits next to my bed, because I have a lot of books. And so I was like, I'm looking at it right now, and I was like, I'm gonna put like books that I'm gonna read soon here, but I'm also gonna put all of my copies of Chloe Gong's books right here because I love them and it's like my favorite. So I'm like looking at them like, it's lonely. It needs its buddy. So I have the Owl Crate edition of both of them, which is awesome, and then I have the Barnes and Noble edition of the second book. So I just need to get like a regular edition of the first one to go with that. And then I have the Fairy Loot edition of the first one, so I just need the second one. So one day
you get them all.
But then when Foul Lady Fortune comes out, it's gonna be a mess. Because I have like the regular edition. I have the ARC. I have the regular edition. I have the Barnes and Noble's exclusive edition, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the Fairy Loot edition. So there'll be 4 copies of the same book. Oh, and then
you're like me with The Night the Stars Fell.
Well, yeah. So I just want to be her best friend. Chloe Gong, if you want to be friends. Me. I also love Taylor Swift.
Bear with me. Let me pull this over. It worked the last time, okay? When it was Fairy Loot. Chloe Gong, this is my ASMR. You can't be Karen's best friend because it's mine. But you can come be our BFF, okay? We're a package deal. Chloe Gong, are you there? Do I need to like? I hate those videos. That's it.
I love that. That's,
do ASMR.
That's so funny because it's true though. Like after you did that with Fairy Loot, I got my email, and then after that, you got yours. So Mandy's ASMR talking into her microphone has magic, people.
I might be a witch.
I'm okay with that. It's working in my favor so far. So
hey.
So I'm seriously, if I get a message from Chloe Gong after this, Mandy, I will die. I'm
gonna start charging. Not you, but other people. We're gonna have a new segment.
ASMR with Mandy.
ASMR wish fulfillment.
Yes.
My mic fell over. Just flipped right off the thing. I don't know what that means.
I feel like that happened
Well,
before too.
actually, that might be a good thing. If I'm magic, I'm gonna be scared. Okay.
All right. Well, anything else you're anticipating?
um, this is like a month, 2 months away, but we're childless meals. When we have our nieces, obviously their dad helps financially. So not like saying we're like wealthy by any means because we're not. But the other day, Josh was having a very bad day, and I was like, our anniversary's coming up. We didn't really do anything major last year. So I was like, you know what? And I booked a trip to Gettysburg for the
Oh,
end of July for our anniversary. Um,
fun.
he's been wanting to go to Gettysburg forever because he's a ghost hunter. He's a paranormal investigator. We always laugh because everybody's like, you married a ghost hunter," and I'm like, no, dude, I married a musician, but now he's a ghost hunter. Um, so he's wanted to go to Gettysburg forever and ever and ever. So it was like, you know what, we're gonna go to Gettysburg for our anniversary. So we're flying into Harrisburg. We're gonna be there 3 or 4 days. We're not going for very long because we both have work and we like to. I like to hoard my leave. He likes to use it, so he never has leave. So I thought it was a happy medium.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
excited for that.
I'm slightly offended because you could have come here. We have the Winchester Mystery House.
I know. I know.
Just
He is
saying.
so mad at me because I couldn't have seen you because we were filming like an elopement. So we were there for like 5 seconds. I guess we
Oh
could
yeah.
have. This has been like years ago before we
Yeah.
talked like we do now. But
I
we
remember that.
flew into San Jose and went directly to Yosemite. But we had like an afternoon in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
We flew into San Jose. Oh, we drove immediately to Napa, I think. Is
Mm-hmm.
that close?
It's
Yeah.
up
We
north.
drove to
Yeah.
Napa and had like dinner at a winery. And then we had a morning in San Francisco. And then we had to meet the bride and groom because they got married in Yosemite.
Okay.
On Turtleback Dome, I think is
Okay.
what it's called. Had Bridalveil Falls in the background. Beautiful. I've been to Alaska and I've never been anywhere as beautiful as Yosemite. Like, it was insane. And I'm not a nature outdoors person at all. I would rather be inside 100% of the time, but it was gorgeous. Um, but then when I was like, because I think I talked to you when we got back, and you at the time you were like, I go by it every day, or like I go
Oh,
by it all the time.
I work. No, the hospital that I worked at was like down the street. I literally drove
Yeah.
by it every day.
And Josh was like, do you mean to tell me that we could have gone to the Winchester Mystery House and instead you drug my ass to a winery? The wine was excellent. Okay. Best
I
wine
mean,
I've ever had.
Napa Valley.
It's
Yeah.
Napa.
Yeah.
It was Luna Vineyards, and it was the wine was Milbachi, and that was like probably 2016, 2017. We drank it New Year's 2021
Mm-hmm.
for two reasons. One, because 2020 was over and F 2020,
Yes.
but also because 2020 showed us that you shouldn't save the wine for a special occasion because you never know when it's going to be your last occasion.
Yep.
So drink the freaking wine. So we drank that, and then we made hot tea from some of the tea that we brought home from Alaska. So
Nice.
we were like,
I love.
2020 taught us
Yeah.
YOLO. So yeah,
Well,
but he was real mad. He was big mad. So we're gonna have
well,
to come back and do
I
Winchester.
mean, you have to. Not only that, I live here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could do stuff. There's
I know.
oh,
It's my turn
the best
next.
part. The best part is that after we go there, we drive down the street a little bit more, and there's Barnes and Noble.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'll just leave him in the
yeah, there's
house.
like so the house is like here, and then you drive down a bit, and there's this like a little shopping area, which is like it's like the fancy upscale area of the city. So
Ooh.
it's like got like higher end stuff. But then you go in the opposite direction, and you drive a little bit, and then there's a Barnes and Noble, and I love it
That's
there.
what I want. I don't
Yeah.
need the fancy. I just need the bookstore.
But then we can also go to my like favorite indie bookstore, which is in Los Altos, and I love them because they gave me my
I
arc.
know.
But
That's
they also have like
so cool.
rewards points. Like, it makes me so
Gimme.
happy. Makes me so
Gimme.
happy. So yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking
I
about
was
your
looking
Gettysburg
forward
trip,
to, yeah,
your anniversary
Gettysburg.
trip. I was like, how did we get
We
here?
don't really have any other plans other than we have flights.
Oh well,
That's it. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I am going to be in New York for a weekend in August, from one of my like very best friends' weddings, and they're doing a production of Into the Woods. I was like, what's the name of it? With
Ooh.
and Pippa Soo is going to be in it.
Stop.
And literally, the weekend I am there is the last weekend it's open. It's like open for 8 weeks.
Do you have tickets?
I have to figure out my flights first because it's literally the first
No.
weekend after my daughter starts school.
She can skip a day of school and her school career will not be derailed. You buy your tickets, then you book your flight around your ticket. They're going to sell. I can't have them sell out. You could breathe her air.
I know. I would die. When
Imagine being in the room where it happens, where
when
she's singing.
when I watched Hamilton at midnight on July 3rd, 2020 for the very first time, and Pippa Soo came on stage singing,
She stole the show.
I started crying, Mandy,
Yep,
because
she steals it.
I that is
I
a
mean, I love
Chinese
Lynn.
woman.
I love him so much. I love David.
I love them
F.
all.
Anthony.
But
I love
listen,
Leslie. She stole the show.
I just
She's insane.
this is okay. That moment in time when I see Pippa Soo come out on stage and she's not just like a side character, she's like a main character. And she's singing her heart out. And she is this beautiful, amazing, talented Chinese woman. I was
Yep.
in tears. Like, this is why representation matters, people, because I am
Yep.
32 years old and I'm crying because I've never seen a Chinese woman sing on Broadway. Like,
She's freaking incredible.
she's amazing. I
And
love
that
her
voice,
so much.
that voice.
I love her. I love her. So, yeah. So, Angie, our friend Angie, she was like, "Did you know this?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I need to look and see when I'm there." Like, I saw that Pippa had mentioned something on her Twitter, but I didn't look into all the details. And she was like, "It's gonna start on this day, and it's running for 8 weeks." And I was like, "Hold on, let me look at the calendar." And I was like,
Let me do
"That's
some
the
math.
last. That's the last weekend I'm in New York. I'm gonna be in New York at that
I can
time."
do it.
The problem is, so the wedding's on Saturday. And the showings on Saturday are at 2 and 8, which I can't do either of those. The last showing is 3 p.m. on Sunday, and then there's a showing at 8 p.m. on Friday, and I'm like, I need to make this work somehow.
Do the Sunday because you'll probably have to be at like a rehearsal dinner of some sort. Then fly home at 10 p.m.
On Sunday?
or Monday morning. You can
Yeah.
fly home late Sunday because then you'd still be, I mean, you're still early in California.
It's true. I
Just
don't know.
give yourself time to be able to get to the airport and get on a flight. Or let your kid stay out of school on that Monday. Say she had a headache.
I need to figure it out because I hate that it's like, and obviously it's not her fault. Like, they can have their wedding whenever they
Right, of course, yeah.
But I am just like, of course it's like literally the first weekend after she starts school. Of course it is. Because why would my life be easy? But so yeah, so I might have to end up doing like a Friday to Monday kind of thing, and she'll just be out for 2 days.
Yeah.
But I
used to get hung up on that with the twins.
Yeah.
But then when you take a step back and it's like,
you think
in their entire school careers, this one day, but it's a major memory that she will have with you. Mm-hmm. And that you will have with her versus, she'll learn things, but they can catch up, and she's super smart.
We literally can't miss this wedding. She's the flower girl. So it's
Right.
like we, that, and also like she's one of my oldest friends. Like I have known her since I was 13. It's been
Yeah.
2 decades essentially.
Yeah.
So like I'm not missing her wedding.
Right.
Um so yeah, I mean I'll make it work obviously, but I was just like how fortuitous that it's also going to
Yeah.
be. I'm just like I could be in the room with Pippa
Where it
Soo.
happens.
I could be in the room with Pippa Soo. I could stand at the stage door for Pippa Soo. I
Listen, that's how I felt when freaking Dolly Parton walked out on stage in the Fox Theater and we did not know she was there. And she just steps out and hey y'all, and we're like my sister's like digging through her purse and I'm just like slapping her on the arm like look, look, Dolly. Listen, you could be in that room with the air that she's breathing. You could be blessed.
I would die. I would die. Angie was like,
And tell me,
"Can we
Lynn
go
wouldn't
together?"
come to support his friend.
Oh my gosh.
He could
Oh my
show
gosh.
up too.
I shown, I don't know if I've shown you. There's so Pippa is in a show called Suffs on Broadway right now, or off Broadway, I can't remember. But she's in a show called Suffs, and Lynn went to go see it, and there's a picture of her running to hug him, and she like leaps and like throws herself, and she's like hanging on to him like a monkey. It's so fucking cute. I'm just
I
like,
love them.
I love them so much. But yeah, no, he would absolutely go. But the last weekend, I don't know if he would go the last weekend.
He might. That
I
might
don't
be
know.
the time where who's gonna expect me here, and then you turn and sit, and there's freaking Lin Manuel Miranda sitting next to you.
Do you understand how dead I
I
would
would
be?
hear you in Georgia. I would hear you screaming from here. I'd be like, "What was that?" Oh,
You'd be like, wait, what day is it? Is Karen in New
Karen
York?
just died.
Guess I'm
Oh,
doing the podcast
it's
by
that
myself.
day. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, I would lose it. I would lose it. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna make that work. I have to make that work because there's no, I can't,
I'm I
I, I
I
can't
will
be
never forgive you
in New
if you don't
York.
figure that shit out.
I can't be in New York when Pippa Soo is in a Broadway show and not go and see her. Like, are you kidding me? I would disown
I'm
myself.
like, I need you to when we sign out from here, go buy your ticket because if it sells out, I will never forgive you. I will never forgive you.
Ugh. I need,
Oh,
I need flight prices to go down. That's what I really need.
yeah, fair. I
But
really need us to have an Amtrak across the country. I
ugh.
want some high-speed rails.
Speaking of a high-speed rail, supposedly they've got the funding to finish the one in California that would take me from here to Disneyland real quick. Which would be great because I spend so much time driving to Disneyland.
There are maps that show the same for here. I'd get a quick little jaunt down to Orlando. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, chop chop,
Let's go, let's go.
it's on the plans. Are we ever gonna
Yep.
make it happen?
Yep.
Anyways,
Anyways,
I
I'm
feel like our love for Pippa Soo might have been the freestyle today. We
who
talked
knows?
about her a lot.
I just I
Rightfully
love
so.
her.
She's freaking incredible.
She's
She's incredible.
incredible and she's
Has she
just
ever written a book?
no, but she should.
I want her to write a book because I want that book. I
I
was
love
trying to
her.
Google it, but my stuff is just.
I love her so much. I really would. I don't know how I would
She has
survive.
6 books on Goodreads.
What do you mean she has 6 books on Goodreads? You're a liar.
Okay. Hold on.
You're lying to
She
me.
has stories in 2 of the Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. She's the narrator of The Stand In by Lily Chu.
Yes.
She did an afterword from Eliza, the story of Elizabeth Schuyler Hamilton.
Okay.
She, I guess, contributed to The Great Comet, The Journey of a New Musical to Broadway. And then she also narrated The Comeback by Lily Chu.
Oh.
I was about to freak out that she had a book we didn't know about.
I knew she narrated The Stand-In. The Stand-In just came out on paperback, which I bought recently because I saw it at Target, and I was like, I didn't realize they were gonna publish this because it was an Audible original.
Oh, cool.
And so I saw it on the shelf at Target, and I was like, okay, well, Pippa's not reading it to me, but I'm buying it anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's exciting. And it looks like The Comeback is a sequel or similar because it's the same author and it's the same like style. Oh, it might not be. It doesn't look like it's a sequel, but similar. But yeah, Pippa Soo. I love her.
Me too.
She made me cry. Just by existing on stage, on a Broadway stage. So I had a boyfriend. This is why it hit me so hard when I saw Pippa Soo in Hamilton on Disney Plus. I had a boyfriend who, like, years ago, ended up not being the best guy. I make good choices. But no, he insisted, or I don't even know how it got brought up, but basically he was of the opinion that Asian people can't project and sing loudly. And so to see Pippa Soo on Broadway, on Hamilton, and be like one of the main characters, like, hit me real hard.
That's a really weird opinion to have.
Yeah, I feel like it's based a little bit in like racism, just because like there's this idea that Asian women are subservient and quiet and that, so I feel like that's probably
but
subconscious.
that's the weirdest.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing.
Yeah, so I apparently held on to that very, very strongly because when I saw Pippa Soo...
You should have texted him immediately. Here, mother. You fat mother. Here you go.
Karma already got him, so...
Oh, yeah? Well.
Anyways, yeah, I guess Pippa Soo was our fangirl freestyle.
We did go off on a little bit of a tangent. We'll actually have a planned freestyle soon.
Yeah.
It's just incoherent lately.
It's very well, you know, last week we just were talking and I couldn't remember how we got to that point, but as I was editing, I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." But yeah, so we didn't have a freestyle last week because I was going to put it in, but then it was a 30-minute rant and we were already at an hour.
Just like incoherently screaming.
Yeah, we were
not at each other, but just
no. I'll post snippets of it somewhere or other. But yeah. It was good times. But yeah, so next week, hopefully, maybe we'll try and be more.
I'll be more, it's my turn to come up with an actual freestyle, so
yeah,
I'll get better. I promise.
It's okay. We're playing catch up. It's okay. I feel like, I don't know. Do you guys like it when we're more structured or when we just do whatever?
Ooh, good question.
Because I feel like...
Good question.
I feel like it could go either way. Who knows?
I think we should close the episode with a 6 degrees.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a person.
Are we going to do it together?
Whoa.
Or... Oh. Or are you going to give me someone?
How about we each come up with somebody and then we just do what we can do. You're much better at this than I am because I forget that people exist.
Okay, so you'll pick a random person, I'll pick a random person, and we will connect them through the MCU. Okay.
Let me think.
I hate this
part. That one's
part.
too easy.
I hate this because
this one will be impossible. Because at first I was like Steve Gutenberg.
I don't even know who that is.
90s. That's it. Weird 90s. It Takes Two thing. No, Steve Gutenberg. I already did it. Steve Gutenberg was in It Takes Two with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Oh, there's Lizzie.
You get the drift.
That was easy.
I was like, that one's impossible. No, it was actually stupid easy. And then I was like Ryan Gosling. Um,
I like that we just both stopped and we're just like,
forgot
yeah.
actors.
Um,
I already said Gerard. We've already done Milo, and all of my other crushes are in the MCU.
um, it's hard for me to come up with something because I will like start making connections before I say it, and then it's like, oh, I've already figured it out by the time it comes out of my mouth.
All right, I'm gonna say one, and I'm because I just saw their face, and I'm not gonna try anything else. Eddie
Okay, wait,
Redmayne.
I'm not ready. Wait, what? Are you kidding me?
I don't have a brain, Karen.
Eddie Redmayne was in a movie with Cumberbatch. No, Garfield.
Uh,
Maybe both.
I can't remember. Okay, never mind.
He was in the other Boleyn girl was with I think Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I think Garfield was in that one too. Anyways, um
Are there actors that aren't in the MCU?
they exist.
Do
They
they? Are we
exist.
sure?
I'm I don't know. I'm not sure I
Maybe
noticed
this was
them.
a bad idea.
Okay, I have a list. I made people give me names.
Okay, good.
Okay.
You throw out two of them.
All right, pick a number between 1 to 10.
Two.
Pick two numbers.
2 and 7.
Sandra Oh and Henry Cavill. Okay. Well,
Oh, okay. I got one.
okay.
Henry Cavill was in Enola Holmes with Millie Bobby Brown, who is in
Okay.
Stranger Things with David Harbour, who is the Red Guardian.
Okay.
In is it David Harbour? Is that his name?
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Black Widow.
And so then we need to who was it? Sandra Oh?
Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh was in all I can think of is freaking Grey's Anatomy. Um hold on. Sandra Oh was in oh my gosh, she was just in something. She was just in something with I feel like she was just in something with Simu. Hold on. I got this. I will get this. Sandra Oh was in. Why? I just keep thinking Grey's Anatomy. There's another thing that she's in. She's in
I do
Killing
too.
Eve.
I keep thinking Grey's Anatomy too.
She's in
Hold
Killing
on.
Eve. Hold on. I got it. Sandra
Okay.
Oh was in Grey's Anatomy with Sarah Drew, who was in Everwood with Chris Pratt. So
Hey,
then
there it is.
Chris Pratt to David Harbour. So
Yeah,
so
Black Widow.
David Harbour to Scarlett Johansson, and then Scarlett to Chris Pratt in
Yeah.
Endgame. Yeah, I was like,
High five.
once we get to the MCU, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's just getting there. I was like, I know there's somebody from Grey's Anatomy that I can make this connection with.
I know, and I was going like, all right, you got Patrick Dempsey, who's in Sweet Home Alabama.
I was like,
Anybody from Sweet Home Alabama in the
oh,
MCU?
that was a good one.
Yeah,
That one
we
stumped
did
us
it.
for a bit. Yay! High five.
Yay.
Teamwork. Okay.
And
So,
I guess that was the Incoherent Fangirl.
is it spiel time?
It's spiel time. I gotta
Spiel
pull out
time.
our coupon codes because I always forget them.
All right. Well, while Mandy does that, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe us wherever you are listening to us. You can follow us on social media on Instagram and TikTok at The Incoherent Fangirl or Twitter at Incoherent Girls because Twitter has a character limit, which I will never ever let go.
I'm always gonna boo at them.
Like our Facebook page and follow along there if you want, I don't know, all of our Instagram. But if you only use Facebook and not Instagram, you'll get both. It's the same thing. It's the same.
Hey, yeah.
We just, you know. You can also stream all of our episodes on YouTube or our website, theincoherentfangirl.com. We will also be using YouTube in the future for Patreon perks such as full video episodes, bonus content, and who knows what else. I don't. We haven't figured that out yet. There is also a blog on our website that will contain longer reviews of things. I started to write a review, like a spoiler-free review of The Starlight and the Shadows, but I got stuck, so it's still sitting in my drafts. Um,
Yeah.
but that will be there for y'all to read. Um, what else we got? What am I missing? Is it coupon code time?
I think it's coupon code time with our internet
Wow.
besties.
All right,
She
let's
did
talk
that
about our.
flawlessly.
Ah, that was really good. I didn't even mess up on TikTok versus Twitter this
Hey.
time. I've done that so many times. All right, well, go visit our internet besties. HereComesTheNerd.com. You can use code FANGIRL to get 20% off your first order.
And you can go to onceuponabookclub.com and use code Mandy10 for 10% off your order.
Next up is Novel Tea Chess, novel like a book, tea like the drink, chess.com, and use code FANGIRL5 to get 5% off your monthly subscription.
And last but certainly not least, you can go get some delicious tea from grimoiretea.com. Use code FANGIRLT, FANGRLTEA, for 10% off your order. I did not use that today when I placed an order because I am dumb.
It's okay. I always forget about codes. But all of that information will be linked in the episode description below. So if you got confused by any of our incoherent babbling, it's all written out for you.
Yay!
Because
We
we
made it
thought
easy.
ahead.
You just gotta click on it.
Yay! And all the codes are also
Yay!
there, so in case you didn't understand what fangirl without the I means, even though we
Yeah.
didn't actually say that this time. No, well, whatever. Anyways, thank you for listening. We love
We
you.
love you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
We are sponsored by our friends at Here Comes the Nerd. Pins, stickers, magnets, and more. Here Comes the Nerd has happy art for all fandom-loving hearts. New customers can use coupon code FANGIRL during checkout for 20% off their first order at HereComesTheNerd.com. Coupon applies to ready-to-ship items only.